Welcome, everyone, to the L7C Podcast NFL edition. We are back with our bi-weekly NFL episodes. We have the producer of the L7C, the NFL expert, Mr. Justin Ackendale. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing good, man. It's been a crazy day in all aspects of life. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. What's going on with the crazy? I heard NFL trade deadline was the most active it's ever been. Is that true?
Yeah, it was almost like the goddamn NBA. For real. Yeah, I felt like it was July 1st.
So you want to start with the deadline, man? Because that just happened today, a couple hours before we started recording. So what happened?
Yeah, we're going to start with the deadline. 12 players were moved today, and that's the most on deadline day in 30 years.
Wow.
Yeah, we'll start with the biggest move of the day. The Broncos traded Bradley Chubb, defense in for the Broncos to the Miami Dolphins for a next year's first round pick and a 2024 fourth round pick and running back Chase Edmonds. So yeah, Miami out here making moves.
With Miami too, which is a very interesting stat for this year. Miami's undefeated in all the games that Tua actually completes the full game. They
Yeah,
have
that's
not lost with him playing a full game.
Yeah, they're like 9-1, like going back to like last year on games that he plays. I mean, yeah, they just picked up Bradley Chubb. He was a top 5 pick coming out in 2018. He already has 5.5 sacks this season and 2 forced fumbles. So yeah, he's going there to bolster a Miami defense that's ranked 25th in DVOA. He's just the guy who's going to be able to get to the passer and get Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen when the time comes and get all the other good quarterbacks in the AFC. I like the move for them a lot.
Yeah, because I mean, they're obviously, if you're thinking about long term, you're going to see Josh minimum twice a year, excluding playoffs. So you got to be able to get to him because everything else it's you and the Bills in the AFC East. So I agree. That was a good move. Can't wait to see what they do with that. Were there any other big moves for contenders that happened?
For contenders, last week the Bears traded for not the Bears. The Eagles traded for defensive end Robert Quinn, who had 18 sacks. 18 sacks last season. So yeah, the Eagles adding more to their defensive line. The Vikings, they traded the 2023 fourth round pick for TJ Hockenson, the tight end in Detroit. Irv Smith, their starting tight end, just got put on IR. IR is only about 4 weeks long. So once Irv Smith's come back, they're gonna have Justin Jefferson, Thielen, Irv Smith, and TJ Hockenson, so they can start running some double tight stuff with McConnell, the coach. So I'm interested to see how that goes. It's not a Oh yeah, and then the only other contender that really made a trade was last week with the 49ers getting Christian McCaffrey. And the first game, who the 49ers? Oh, against the Chiefs. Yep. 2 weeks ago, he was already getting touches, and then last week against the Rams, he had 3 touchdowns.
Right. So then, what other trades were of note that went down today before the 4 p.m. deadline?
I wanted to talk about what the Bears did. The Bears traded 2023 second round pick for Claypool. They also traded away Roquan Smith to the Ravens, and already stayed at Robert Quinn. Now I like the Bears doing that because the past 2 weeks, the Bears have actually been good on offense. I know the Dallas game last week, the Cowboys just got off to a great start, and the Bears couldn't contend with that. But they ended up scoring almost 30 points. The offense is looking better to get Justin Fields another weapon. And they also unload those contracts from those 2 defensive players. So they're going to have the most cap space next year to make moves. So just a great rebuilding move for them, a way for them to get players fast next year and really see what Justin Fields can do with like an offense more tailored to him. The offense is starting to do better now because they're starting to run the ball more, kind of doing the Lamar Jackson type of thing, just using Justin Fields as a runner way more than a passer. So I like what the Bears are doing in their little rebuild right now.
Yeah, it's about time because these had no weapons. Obviously, you're going to be in the draft. They have a lot of picks too. So, and they have a whole bunch of money now. Claypool, that's a good addition. We'll see. They're currently 3-5. They're not out of it yet. I don't think they're going to make a big run, but at least getting Justin Fields some weapons, because I'll be honest, if it's not this year, next year will be the true prove it year. If he's not good or whatever, they're going to move on. It's just the way the NFL is, and there's no fault of his own because there was no weapons, but that's how the NFL is, man. Next year will be his last year if they don't do well.
Yeah, and hopefully next year, well, they got it set up next year to get him some help. And
Yep.
he's already doing better now. They got a good coach now. We just gotta see what Justin Fields can do, and getting Chase Claypool is a good start to that.
Yeah, no, I agree. Any other things that went down in the trade deadline, Justin?
Any other? Oh shit! Forgot about this trade. The Falcons trade suspended wide receiver Calvin Ridley to the Jacksonville Jaguars and then this is weird, for draft compensation that can be worth a maximum of a 2023 fifth round pick and a 2024 second round pick. I was shocked seeing this one. Calvin Ridley was totally off my radar, but if he can come back next year and like be like he was in 2020, not 21, because 2021 he had the mental health stuff going on, missed games because of that, and then had the gambling scandal. But if he can go back to what he was like before that season, Jaguars got a pretty good receiving core next year.
So there's only two things with that trade. One, obviously, I didn't know you could trade suspended players. I actually didn't. And the other thing, for people like Ridley and people like Claypool, obviously as fans we're hearing about it now, but the people behind the scenes like the NFL GMs and all that who talk would know these players are available. So why did a team like Green Bay not go and get like a Calvin or a Claypool?
Green Bay didn't get Calvin Ridley probably because he can't play this year. But Claypool, no excuse. Like, I don't know what the hell Green Bay is doing. See, if you like kind of looked at the theme of some of those trades, most of those teams like making those trades were teams with QBs on rookie deals.
Yes.
The Bears, not the 49ers, but the Falcons. I mean, teams with rookie contracts and quarterbacks not making that much. So Jacksonville made a trade for Calvin Ridley, Trevor Lawrence on a rookie deal. Bears with Justin Fields. Who else did it? Oh, the Dolphins with Tua. So these are all teams with who aren't paying the quarterback too much money. So I think that has a lot to do with it. I mean, the Bills did pick up Nyheim Hines, but they shipped out another running back to do that. I know Kansas City got Kadarius Toney, who's on rookie contracts. He was only drafted 2 years ago. So the teams with quarterbacks with big contracts just made like marginal moves, not like big splash moves. So I'm assuming that Green Bay is going to justify them not making moves by saying we're paying Aaron Rodgers $50 million.
And with that, I don't disagree at all, because we've talked about this when the podcast first started. When you have a quarterback on a rookie deal, that's when you make moves. That's when your window to win is the biggest, because the quarterback's not taking most of the pie. So I agree, but that's what the owners and GMs argue with the quarterbacks. It's like, hey, once you get paid this much, this is probably the ceiling, unless you're like a transcendent quarterback. Even with that, like Aaron Rodgers, he hasn't been to a Super Bowl in 10 plus years. Like, once you get paid, it's almost over.
I mean, yeah, it's almost over. I mean, there's ways you can delay money back, take it all up front, cap ship that I don't know enough about to really be talking about. But
I can throw this to you. When's the last time the highest paid quarterback won the Super Bowl?
Oh, it's been a minute. I can't think of it. At least over 15 years, probably.
And that's even pushing, because you
not since they instituted the new rookie still after Sam Bradford got all that money and fucked up for everyone.
Mm-hmm. It's hard, man. It's hard. It's really hard. But Justin, there were some games that happened over this weekend that we got to see some things. So what are we talking about first?
We're going to talk about This was the 425 game on Fox, even though it wasn't the game that we got in Ohio, because I got
No.
Giants Seahawks.
Which was a good game.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I fell asleep there in the whole late window on Sunday. I was tired. So I missed a lot of it. So I watched all these games on NFL Plus. We're gonna talk about the 49ers who just picked up Chris McCaffrey, and they went to Los Angeles and put it to the Rams. The Rams led at half 14-10, and then the 49ers proceeded to outscore them 21-0 in the second half. They didn't have Deebo Samuel, they didn't have Kyle Juszczyk, their fullback, who helps in the running game a lot. Like I said earlier in the podcast, Chris McCaffrey had 3 touchdowns, 1 passing, 1 rushing, and 1 receiving. That's the first time that's happened since LaDainian Tomlinson did that in 2005. The Rams imploded in the second half. They had a late hit on Christian McCaffrey going out of bounds that extended the 49ers drive for a field goal. And then the next drive afterwards, down 24-14, Allen Robinson catches a first down, taunts the 49ers player. The fucking 49er player gets the ref's attention, like, hey, this motherfucker taunting. And then the ref throws the flag, and it was kind of it was a ridiculous scene. Like, it was stupid, but they got pushed. They still got the first down, but got pushed back. But that killed all the momentum for the Rams, switched it all the way to the 49ers, and it was not going to happen for them. And it's just been the same issues with the Rams that we've been talking about all year. They still can't run the ball. They still can't block. No one gets open other than Cooper Kupp on that team. I mean, Allen Robinson did have a couple catches, but no one else really gets open on that team. And then the worst part about that damn loss, I heard people on Twitter and other podcasts I was listening to say that 49ers crowd, it was like 80-20 49ers fans in SoFi.
Well, so they don't have good crowd presence there. They never have.
But 80
that is bad. 80-25 that's bad.
It's more the Chargers, but 80-20, they were doing fucking silent counts at home.
Yes, that is bad. That is true, but they've never really had I've never thought of them like, oh, we're going to SoFi, it's going to be a crazy crowd. Not like Arrowhead, but they've never had a thing there. Only thing I want to add about the worst of that game is stupid ass boy genius Sean McVay. The game was already over. Your team was done for this game. Take your starters out. You go fight another day. Cooper Kupp got hurt in meaningless minutes. The game wasn't in doubt. It was over. And you can take him out, you fight another day. But you left him in there and he got hurt. We don't know, the full thing hasn't been said, but it's looking like it's not season ending. But if he would have ended right there, your season's really, really over just because you wanted to keep your starters in for meaningless shit. I don't get what coaches do that. That's stupid.
Yeah, I mean, to their defense, the Rams played so bad in that second half, they didn't deserve to get pulled.
No. I mean,
just don't fucking throw the ball to Cooper Kupp in that situation. You can keep him out on the field, but why are you throwing him a wide receiver screen move? It was literally like 1 minute. You're right, bro. Why am I trying to defend that shit? You're right. That shit was dumb. Take him out. Take him out the fucking game. That's the only nigga that fucking matters on that team offensively. He's the only player that matters offensively on that team. You gotta take him out. You gotta protect him. You're 100%.
Because it's not like they're 0-5. They're 3-4. They are bad, but they could still win. This is the NFC West. They could still win this in the second half of the season. But you have no chance if Cooper's gone.
I don't think they can win the division.
Well, they can make it. This is the NFC West. History has shown that you could start bad and then you get hot and then you're in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, they're technically only 2 games out. Seattle's 5-3. They're 3-5. Yeah, they're 3-5. So, yeah, I mean, they could win, but I don't see it now. They're already down 2-0 to San Francisco. They got swept by them. So the 49ers got that. They're essentially, well, we're going to talk. We're going to talk about this later.
So yeah, currently they're 9th in the NFC, but they're playing bad. The 49ers, once they're fully healthy again, I've been high on them. So we have a game. We have the Thursday night game. The Ravens taking on the Bucks. Ravens coming out on top in Tampa. Justin, what happened?
Yeah, the Ravens won the game 27-22. Ravens went to that game leading 17-10 in the fourth quarter. You know, the thing about the Ravens all goddamn year is, can they hold a fourth quarter lead? They've pretty much been leading every single game this season, and some of them they haven't been able to stay on top. The Bucks got all those 10 points in the first quarter. They ain't do a goddamn thing from the second quarter to the third quarter, then want to drop 12 points in the fourth quarter. It was just a bad night for the Bucks. I mean, the Ravens rushed for 231 yards. The Ravens had 11 rushing first downs. 11 of their 15 first downs they rushed for. So they were just gashing them. They were able to put in the Bucks just weren't able to sustain drives. They're having, like I said about the Reds, they're having the same issues. Not scoring in the red zone consistently, aren't putting together sustained drives, and that's what Brady's known for. He's known for dinking and dunking and 1,000 paper cut nephew. Like, that's what he does. And the defense this game wasn't playing to the typical standard they have shown that they can play this season. So yeah, we're going into a toilet bowl type of fest, Rams Bucks next week. But the Ravens got New Orleans, the Saints Monday night. So we'll see how they get. The Ravens are, look like they're starting to hit their stride a little bit right now.
I agree. I agree with the Ravens. I mean, obviously, they got even more great news on Halloween with the Bengals getting smacked by the Browns. I will say with the who we talking about, the Rams. We're going to be talking about Rams Bucks.
Yeah,
but I don't believe is that. I just want to make sure double check because I thought the Rams and the Bucks play on at week 10. That's why.
Yeah, they play next week.
Yeah, I skipped all the way to week 10. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, you had it. Okay, I'm not even going to be nice about the Bucks. Look, man, they suck. They are terrible. And let's just get this out of the room, man. Obviously, Tom Brady is dealing with a lot, and it's 99%. So the dude should have not have come back. Shouldn't have come back. I'm going to say it. Fine. Shouldn't have come back if he was dealing with all that stuff. And for him coming back, for his team to be 3-5, and for his personal life to go to shit over a 3-5 team, that's bad. That's terrible. And it's all self-inflicted. They got the same. The fact that you said they can't score when they have all of these same weapons and they can't beat a damn thing. And we're looking up here where you're going to look like their division is so bad. So I think they could still get into playoffs, obviously, but they suck.
We seen this. I mean, let's just get into the preview with Rams Bucks, the two teams that we've been talking about this whole goddamn podcast down there, because they were supposed to be, these were NFC contenders before the season, and we're fucking midway through the season. These teams have not looked good at all. And there's not very much that I can see that's going to change over the next couple of weeks, if we're being completely honest. The Rams are going to Tampa on Sunday afternoon. The Bucks are 3-point favorites. That's just your standard NFL. They're at home. They get 3 points. The Bucks are on a 3-game losing streak with losses to the Steelers, the Panthers, and then the Ravens that we just talked about. The Rams have lost 3 of their last 4, 2 losses to the 49ers, and then they lost to the Cowboys. See, I was typing the notes up, Martin, and I was like, and I was leaning towards picking this game. I was leaning toward the Rams. I'm like, the first half of the 49ers game, they really were playing. They were playing better. They just went to complete shit. And then I got on to Football Outsiders, and I saw that the Bucks are still top 10 in DVOA. They're 8th in DVOA. The analytics still like them.
Well, they play shitty teams, and then they still lose to them.
That's what that's what I'm saying. Like, all right, so like Football Outsiders factors in the games that you lost. So like those 3 straight losses, you would think that they would have dropped down, or I don't know, or yeah, but that was mind boggling to me. Yeah, but the Bucks are 8th in total DVOA, offensive DVOA 18th, defense is 5th. Rams are 24th, offense is 23rd, defense is 13th. I expect this game to be low scoring. Already bet on the under. It's 42.5. Get that number down before it goes down. The Bucks in that Thursday night game had 3 starting DBs missing from the game. So some of those guys should play this week. The Rams, other than Cooper Kupp, really, if they don't play, really don't have any weapons that can exploit them. A weakened secondary. Devin White on Thursday. I know the Ravens are a run-heavy team, but Devin White, their middle linebacker, looked like shit. Like he played terrible. He was getting absolutely destroyed. I'm pretty sure the other linebacker, Levante David, injured himself. And he might be done for the year. But the thing is, the Rams can't run the fucking ball either, so they're not going to be able to exploit that. I think I gotta go the Bucks here. The Bucks, their offense is better on paper. And if they get that secondary back, they're not going to be able. Matt Stafford's not going to be able to take advantage of it. I think the Bucks defense makes Stafford uncomfortable, and they get the win.
So we're picking between trash and trash.
Loser leaves town match. If the loser of this game is probably out of it.
Like, they are out because they'll lose.
It's probably over.
Because if Atlanta or whoever wins the NFC South, the best the Bucks can be is a wild card. And if the Rams don't win the NFC West, the best they could be is a wild card. And then you have the tiebreaker. Yeah, whoever loses this, they're done.
And then the crazy thing is the winner is essentially only if shit keeps going the way it has been, they're essentially playing for one playoff spot, because the Eagles are the 1 seed, Minnesota's the 2 seed, and they're probably gonna be locked into that.
Yeah.
The 3rd seed, Seattle.
Yep.
4th seed is the Falcons.
Yep.
5th is the Cowboys.
Yep.
Giants, and then whoever the fuck is the 7th seed. Who is it right
49ers.
Now? 49ers right now. So,
and you already lost a tiebreaker to them.
Yeah, and the Rams lost a tiebreaker to them. The 49ers can still they can still win the division. They already beat Seattle once, and they play again later this year. So 49ers can still win their division, but they're essentially going to be playing for one playoff spot, because the Cowboys and Giants have already have like a 3-game lead on them already.
Justin, I want to just bring this up because this was another team who was supposed to do things and were trash. Green Bay. If someone would have told us when we did the preview at the beginning of the year that the Washington Commanders would be ranked above the Rams, Buccaneers, Packers.
Heineke!
They're 4-4.
I know, bro. The Green Lizard, Taylor Heineke, he's giving them a spark. It's crazy.
Like and they're on a 3-game win. So like, that's bad, man. That's bad.
It's just an indictment on Carson Wentz, bro. But you know,
we're saving a whole other. That's an episode in itself.
Yeah, we're saving the shitty quarterbacks for a special edition.
Like, that's bad, but goddamn, the Bucks are at home.
Yeah, it's in Tampa.
Yeah, I'll take the Bucks. They're just because they're. I don't know if Cooper's gonna play or whatever, but they both are so shitty.
It's a classic loser leaves town match.
My God, like they're not promising at all. And these two teams played each other in the divisional round last year.
I know. I think this game's going. Well, I bet the under, so I'm hoping for the game to suck, but I think it's going to suck too. Like, if these offenses keep playing the way they have been, like, Jesus Christ, we're looking at the who had never played? Oh, a 49ers Broncos game. That Sunday night game that was so bad. It's looking like it's going to look like that.
Yeah, it's terrible, but we'll see. There's going to be some other upset. There are going to be things happening in the league where you're going to be like, oh, you're only 1 game back of your division after this, and that's just the way the NFL works. But Justin, what else are we talking about? We're halfway through the NFL season.
Yes, we are. So I neatly put the leaders for MVP odds in the season. We have Josh Allen at number 1 at plus 100 odds, Jalen Hurts plus 400, Patrick Mahomes plus 400, Lamar Jackson plus 900, Joey Burrow 1601, Geno fucking Smith.
Shout out to the NFC West leading Seahawks. They can play.
Let's see that, bro. Shout out to the Seahawks. Shout out to Kenneth Walker the third, Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf. God damn, those boys are hard.
Now,
I'm so shocked.
I'm saying now
I'm
it's
so
showing
shocked.
an indictment. It's an indictment on I was about to call him Westbrook, on Wilson.
Yeah. So that was the other game I watched. Didn't really type these notes. The Seahawks, it looks like Russell Wilson has never left. I swear to God, like Geno Smith and Russell Wilson are almost doing the same shit in that offense. It is wild.
All right, that's another person. Let's not sugarcoat that shit either. He got too big for his fucking britches and was king top shit. Obviously, everyone knows his family, his wife, but he's been putting people off. Sherman and Lynch talked about how you're on a team with dude and you can't even get his direct phone number. You have to go through his fucking manager. That ain't good. That's not how you win a team, man. That ain't how you do it. His wife wanted out of Seattle, ended up in Mile High, and that team is fucking trash. And he is playing the worst season of his career. And people were about to get on Pete Carroll not getting him help. I don't think it was about that getting him help. It was about Russell Wilson, the let Russ cook. And Russ is out there cooking unfreaking barbecued hot dogs. That's how bad he's playing. He's playing like shit. So shout out to Geno. I don't know if he's going to be there long term because, Justin, you and I know he is not the long-term answer. This is a great story, but Wilson looks like an idiot.
Yeah, he looks like a fool. But the Broncos got a big win against the Jaguars on Sunday. That was another game I was up for.
Justin, when they traded for this man, they were talking.
I know. They're talking Super Bowl, but that was a big ass win for them. Man.
Yes, it was. I'm not saying
they needed that, bro. Their coach was about to get fired.
Oh, I think he should.
He was about to get fired. I think it was going to be stuck in London, bro. If he didn't win that game,
I think he still should go. Nathaniel Hackett. He ain't. People need to realize in the NFL. And also in college football, too. This is just football in general. You can be a very good coordinator, but when you become the CEO of the team and you have all the responsibilities just on making plays, it's a whole different ball game. He should have kept his ass in Green Bay. Because now his ass is going to be out. Or he might get saved. Hell, Zach Taylor's ass was about to get fired from Cincinnati until Burrow and them made that run.
Hey, I mean... Let's just see on the Broncos, because as much as Russ is the corniest nigga in sports right now, and I don't think it's quite frankly close, that man can play some goddamn football. We can't forget about how hard he was. Come on now, like.
Well, how much of that was because of his coach?
I don't know if I can give Pete Carroll all that credit, but hey,
I've seen him with the new coach, and he's been ass. That's all my sample size is.
Yeah, I know. And then. I mean, a testament to Pete Carroll. Seattle's defense is starting to play well now. Their defense is starting to play well. They shut the Giants the fuck down on Sunday. Yeah, I mean, Geno Smith has been playing good. All right, back to MVP odds. Geno Smith 28-1, Justin Herbert 30-1, my guy 1 p.m. Kirk 35-1, C-Mac Christian McCaffrey 51, and then Tua 50-1 as well, and then also throwing some other guys. Tyreek Hill's 100-1. My guy Michael Parsons is 250-1 odds to win MVP. Who do you think's MVP right now, Martin?
Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, only undefeated.
Well, no one expected them. This shit's about stories. No one expected the Eagles to be where they're at right now.
It's definitely about stories, but Josh Allen, and that's not my pick, by the way. Oh, I got 2 picks. I got who I actually want to be MVP, and then who who I actually think is going to win. Who I think is going to win is Josh Allen. The narrative has been set for him since the summer, and they're doing exactly what everyone said that they were going to do. So it's Josh Allen. He's already third in the league in passing.
I agree.
Let me see where Josh Allen's at in touchdowns. I couldn't find that. But yeah, Josh Allen has just been killing it. But if I had a pick, if Justin Ackendale could vote on the MVP, I'm picking Michael Parsons.
Okay.
I'm picking Michael Parsons. My case for him, we haven't had a defensive player win the MVP since Lawrence Taylor in 1986. Scoring has been down this year, so shit, it's the perfect time. The perfect time to give it to a defensive player, in my opinion. He carried the Cowboys while Dak was out. I don't give a fuck what anybody say about Cooper Rush. That was Michael Parsons doing it all. The man has 8 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, and he scored a touchdown last game. Come on now. It gotta be him, man. If there's one defensive player that can transcend and become the MVP, I think it's Michael Parsons. He's the most exciting thing going for the Cowboys right now.
You know, the thing is, on the second NFL podcast this year, where Mitch and Chuck were on, I said Dallas had the best defense in the league at week two, and that's with a fully healthy fraud ass Chargers team, and that's what Aaron Donald. Michael Parsons is the best player in. I was about to say college football. Michael Parsons is the best player in the NFL. I'm going to say it. I mean,
you said best player in the NFL. Shit,
I'm saying
it. Right. Yeah, bet. I don't know if I can say all that.
I can.
That's my guy, but he's incredible. He's incredible. He can rush. He can cover. The nigga can score. Shit, they might have given him some offensive plays.
I think I just think he's the best player in the league, man. I just really do. I mean, I don't understand how it'd be wrong for me to say Michael Parsons the best player in the NFL for the past 4 years. The best overall player in the NFL was a defensive player in Aaron Donald. What's the difference?
Michael Parsons is on the end, and I feel like defensive ends and people who, because Aaron Donald's stuck up in the middle, so you really gotta
I understand.
You gotta look to see what he's doing every single play, but Michael Parsons literally just jumps out the screen. He's jumping off the fucking screen. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, he'll win Defensive Player of the Year. I don't think he'll get MVP. He should definitely just again, it's a quarterback's league, which sucks because I think it should be going to the best player. Who, again, that is a story. America's team lost their star quarterback, and the defense carried them to where they're at. I don't see a problem with him winning. I just don't think he will. I just think
no.
Josh is going to win, like you said, because of all these things. Now, what's disappointing, because another person who was set up since the offseason is Herbert.
Yeah. He had the whole. Yeah, they were giving him the narrative too, and he hasn't played well enough. I know he had that rib injury against the Chiefs that he's been fighting through. I thought he should have took a couple games off, honestly.
So, balance with that. Before we go into winners and losers, I do have 2 things. Because we are, since the MVP thing, we're halfway through the season. So now we can really start talking about it. Justin, how many teams do you think right now, halfway through, are legitimate Super Bowl contenders?
Legitimate Super Bowl contenders.
Mm-hmm.
Bills, Chiefs. Okay. Niners, Eagles. Even though I'm a little concerned about their second halves, I need the Eagles to have some pressure. The Eagles, I'm about to read the Eagles' remaining schedule because it's ridiculous.
I'll already throw this out there. If it's for the Dallas game, if that's for the NFC East Championship, the Eagle, it depends. It all depends on what that game's for.
You don't think we can win the winner takes all game, do you? I know that's where you're fucking going.
Yes, because if y'all win the East, the Eagles go from like the first seed to a wild card. Because that's just the way it goes. And I think the Eagles want to have home field throughout. Now, if the Eagles have already clinched the NFC East, they're going to rest their starters, and you're all going to beat their ass. So,
yeah, true, but the Eagles on Thursday they have Houston.
They're going to kill them.
They have the Monday night game after that against Washington at at the Colts, Green Bay, Thanksgiving weekend, Tennessee at home. This is where I think they can get caught, but on paper they still should win these games at the Giants, at the Bears, and then at the Cowboys, back to back to back to back. Then New Orleans and then the Giants again. So that's a pretty light ass schedule. I mean, I can only see like Tennessee might give them a little trouble because of the run game, but the Eagles are good against the run, and Ryan Tannehill's hurt right now. I know that's a month away. The Cowboys game, Dak didn't play that first game, so anyone can win that game. Even if the NFC East is on the line, the Cowboys can win that fucking game.
I agree.
At home.
That's why I don't think they're going to go undefeated. I also think
I don't think they're going to go undefeated, but it's just like even after all these games, they haven't really played any like real contenders other than the Cowboys. I'm not even going to put them in like that Super Bowl bubble. They're on the outside looking in, but yeah, they haven't really been tested all this season.
So they're on the outside
really tested to the playoffs,
which that's a little rough. So they're on the, let's say, outside looking, still a contender. So you have 49ers.
No, I got the Eagles in that tier. It's just
okay.
Yeah, it's just a question mark. They've been playing so well. What did I say? I said Bills, Chiefs, Niners, Eagles,
yep.
And then tier 2, Ravens, Cowboys, Minnesota Vikings,
yep.
Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins to sneak up into that
I agree.
That second tier. The Bengals haven't showed enough. That Jamar Chase injury is a really they look bad against the Browns. The Browns own them. Joe Burrow hasn't beaten the Browns since he's been in the NFL, but yeah, they couldn't do shit against the Browns at all. But they got the Panthers coming up this week, so they should bounce back. Yeah, those are my teams for real.
I agree with all the teams you picked, and that was about 9 teams in a 30-team league. So we're already halfway through, and 2/3 have no shot of winning the Super Bowl because obviously the Bucks would have been one. We said at the beginning of the year, they're out. The Chargers, who everyone had winning, which they may be able to turn around, but I've just not seen it from them. They're out currently, and maybe in 2 weeks, it could be hot. Or they could get cold.
Yeah. Also within the realm of outcomes, but I think they're going to do better later this season. They got a lot of injuries. They should get some guys back. Mike Williams is out, but they're getting Keenan Allen back, who Justin Herbert loves. They got the Falcons this week at home. I mean, not at home. They're going to Atlanta.
That's not a gimme anymore. The Falcons are playing scrappy.
No, the Falcons survived against the Panthers. They should have fucking lost that game.
They should have.
They should have lost that game.
But then you go from Falcons at San Francisco. Then you got your rematch with Kansas City. Then you got Arizona, the Raiders, the Dolphins, Titans, Colts, Rams, and with Broncos.
They're a talented team. They just be doing Chargers shit, bro. Like, I'm telling you, I know I said this before, but since I've been watching football, the Chargers always have a fucking talented ass team. Yep. And they always be bullshitting.
Yep.
It's always something. It's always something with these niggas, bro. For the longest time, they didn't have a fucking kicker. For the longest time, Phillip Rivers would just throw picks to anyone. I mean,
I agree.
It was horrible. It was terrible.
They've always had great teams. Like in this span, they've always had a chance. 14-2 teams. Like they've always, and then they just lay an egg. When they have expectations, they crumble.
Yeah, it's ridiculous at this point. Like they might need to change the name of the franchise or something. Change it to something else. But their jerseys are so cool though. Like how can a team just look that cool and just be so disappointing? I don't get it.
I don't know, man.
I'm a Cowboys fan. I should know.
They are shitty. Man, but I agree with your Super Bowl bubble. I think those are the only teams right now who have a legitimate shot at this current moment. But we're halfway through. We're already halfway through. The next time will be 2 weeks before Thanksgiving that we're back.
Yep.
Yeah. So, Justin, anything else going on in the league?
I got my winners and losers.
Oh, let's hear who are the winners and losers.
Man, I know they lost. I know they lost. I know they lost on Sunday. But my winner for the past 2 weeks, I'm looping last week into this too. The Carolina Panthers. They have been they beat the Bucks somehow and almost beat the Falcons. And I need them to lose. I need them to not win more than 5 games, and I still think that's going to happen. But they just traded Christian McCaffrey, and the week after they trade Christian McCaffrey, they won the game. Like, I feel like firing Matt Rule has gave them a new lease on life for some reason. I don't know what the hell Matt Rule was in there doing, but it seems like they did not fuck with him, and they were not responding to him, and they respond a lot better than Steve Wilkes. So good job, Panthers, but keep losing so I can win some money. And then my biggest loser, I wanted to go to the New York Jets. Fucking Zach Wilson played like dog shit on Sunday on a game that they could have won if Zach Wilson didn't throw fucking 3 picks. The Jets were literally on fucking top of the world, and then a 3-pick performance against a not very good Patriots team, and now they're questioning the quarterback again. And Breece Hall tore his ACL, so he's out for the season. Like, it was looking so good for the Jets.
Okay. My winners, since we talked about him, Seattle, Geno Smith. I mean, getting that game, watching it fully, because that's what game we got in Ohio, seeing them play, like, it's crazy. This team was not. I don't even think their win-loss total at the preseason was even 5 games.
It was like 5 games. It was 5.5.
Yeah, so they're already about to exceed their thing. So them, I mean, shout out to them. Loser, it's a reoccurring loser for me at this point. I didn't think they'd be back so soon, but Oakland, come on, man. You talk about Zach Wilson playing like trash, getting blanked.
What the hell happened that game? We should have Byron come on here. I need to ask him what the fuck happened.
That game was atrocious.
I had the Saints in my sports book, but I fucking cashed them out like an idiot and took the Falcons like a dumbass. And the Saints ended up shutting them out. Yep. I thought Marshawn Lattimore didn't play. I'm like, oh shit. Devontae Adams about to go off again. Like, fuck. Like, the Saints defense just ain't the same without Marshawn Lattimore. And they shut these dudes out.
Yeah, after them just losing to the Cardinals Thursday night, the Saints shut out the Raiders. They're bad, man. Everyone's talking about, obviously now, McDaniels. And I've been on that train too, man. He's not head coach material. He's not. He is a really good offensive coordinator. When he's head coach, he has not had a successful season as a head coach unless he had Tim freaking Tebow. And they were running that offense. No,
yeah, you're right. You're right. There's no excuse. I didn't think they were going to win that game. Like, that's just that spot after the Saints laid that egg against the Cardinals. I knew they were going to be fired up, but I didn't think they were going to shut them out. Like, not at all.
Like, I could just, because I'm actually on the page right now. I mean, Derek Carr was 15 for 26, 101 yards, 1 touchdown. No, 1 interception. I'm sorry. 1 interception because there was no points.
Yeah.
No, and then Devontae Adams, 1 catch, 3 yards.
How? Fucking how? How many times was he sacked? They must be getting pressure on him. Click on the team stats.
Yeah,
they'll tell you.
Because I'm currently on the box score.
You on ESPN, right?
No, I'm currently on NFL.com just in case I need to click on NFL Plus for something.
Pull up a game while we're recording.
Which, on the side note, for people, NFL Plus, you can watch games all the way back to 2010.
Really?
Yep. I just went. Well, this is on the website, so you may even be able to go further back on the app. But on NFL's website, their car's trash. But you can go and watch games from all the way to 2010.
Wow.
So, but no, Raiders suck, bro. Again, expectations trash. But we'll be back because next time we'll be back will be Thanksgiving. Were we previewing Thanksgiving then, or what are we doing for that?
We'll see. I know the Cowboys play the Giants,
which is a big game.
Yeah, I might just loop all that Thanksgiving shit into the next one when it's scheduled. We'll see. We'll figure it out, listeners. We ain't about to do a production meeting live, though. Fuck that.
But with that being said, this is the L7C podcast. Can't believe we're already at week 9. Like, it's, if teams want to make a run, they got to start now, don't they?
Yeah, and then after Thanksgiving, that's when the real NFL starts. After Thanksgiving, that's crunch time, baby.
That is true. That is true. And we're already going to have some stories because there's going to be a quarterback that'll be coming back soon.
Yeah. Biggest cap hit next year, too.
So, with that being said, this is the L7C podcast signing out.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the L7C podcast. Be sure to like, rate, review, and subscribe to the channel. Follow us on all social media platforms, and we'll be talking to you guys soon. Take care.